instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day. Isn't it all? So come on, let's play. Forget the rush, you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time. Taking it easy won't cost you a dime. Throw another log onto the fire. Because it's a beautiful day. And come on, let's play.
Good morning. I know I'm late. Thank you to Blue Jean for calling me to wake me up. Good morning, everyone. Annie 7, Jessie, Auntie Jean. Hi there. Let's go in our hearts this morning. Maybe other people will realize that we're online. If you feel like it, just hit the share button. Let people know that we're here. Oh, happy Wednesday, and it is prayer day. I realize that, so I will get the prayer list out so we can all share together. And good morning, sweet Isabel. All right, so let's go in our hearts. Hand on your heart and slow down the breathing. And then add in the love. Add in light, joy, happiness, all the good stuff. Just bring it right to your heart. And let your brain realize that you're special. You're amazing. You're awesome. There's Blue. Thank you, Blue, for calling me this morning. Brookie, is she here? And how is our Brooke Star? I know she was having some cramps, so I don't know what happened on the full moon. Maybe that baby decided to arrive. I don't know. I haven't heard. But I do hear that my phone needs to be turned off. Let me do that. Okay, well, I just heard from Sherry Myers that she placed my interview up on her website. So she sent me the link for that. I'll share that with all of you. Right now, let's share the blog, which was Masters Appear When We Are Ready. You have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you. None can make you spiritual. There's no other teacher but your own soul. And that's from Swami Vivekananda. This is the second time today that this yogi has come to my attention. I had not heard of him before, or if I did, I was not remembering it. Being a very curious person, I set out to learn about him and immediately found a connection to Paramahansa Yogananda. That's mind-blowing. It seems that one of Yogananda's disciples had a near-death experience as a child, and Swami Vivekananda appeared to him. He later attended an event on spirituality, and the Swami was on stage speaking. The boy spoke with him and asked him to be his master after relaying the story of his near drowning. Swami Vivekananda said that he was not the boy's guru, but that one was coming to America who was, and he would gift him with a silver cup. 43 years later, this disciple was following Yogananda and learning from him. At Christmas that year, Yogananda presented the man with a gift. When he had met Vivekananda, he opened the gift. Okay, I left something out there. Anyway, he opened the gift, and it was a silver cup, just as the Swami had predicted. Dear angels, I believe that anytime we are ready to learn more, a master will appear and help us understand and go deeper. When we lose the preconceived notion of what the master may look like or sound like, we're then ready to experience what spirit is bringing to us. I've been going deeper in meditation every day, and I believe I am now seeing exactly what I need before me to learn from. I understand what you have taught us about how we complicate things and the need to keep it simple. It is the simplicity that the deeper lessons will come. Dear ones, your spiritual teacher will always give you a sign. This could be through words or through a physical symbol. Pay attention. Sometimes it may appear as a bright light, as in the story that was shared here. Mostly, though, it is more subtle. It is a feeling and a knowingness in the deep part of your bowel. It's called awe. We always celebrate when one of you connects with your higher teacher. Be open to being taught. Lose the ego mindset of knowing everything, because you do not. If you continue with this attitude, you will miss out on so much in life. You are taking the long way around instead of following the GPS directions. If you are open to grow, you will grow. If you choose to be stagnant or stumble around for answers, then so shall it be. Dear ones, your light is needed. You are here for such a time as this. Only you can decide if you will continue on this path of discovery. Dear angels, I promise to keep on keeping on and always look for the signs. There's always signs. And this is what I've noticed, that even sometimes when I'm thinking that something blindsided me or something happened and I had no warning, there were always signs. And so now I usually just pause when I see something and I'm saying, okay, just like yesterday, for something to come up twice in one day and I had never heard of that person before, I'm like, all right, y'all are showing me something here. There's something I'm supposed to be paying attention to, and I'm not. So I did, and I found this wonderful story that was just so amazing. And I knew that everything was leading me back to Yogananda, back to where I know that this guide who's been in my life for over 30 years is ready to show me something new and something different. So I'm ready to be taught and I'm open to it. We can never learn too much. We're going to learn all of our life. And there's always going to be something new, something for us to pay attention to. There's our Brookie. Brookie Brooke, good morning. How are you doing, darling? And who else? Suzanne's here. Ricky and Josie, good morning. Tammy Fisk, good morning to you. Oh my goodness. Well, it was quite the story that I stumbled on, and I was just really blown away by that. So let me see what Kuan Yin has to say about that. And I don't know if that was just a new Swami to me, a new guru. I had not heard that story, but I realized that after I was looking and researching, he is in the book, The Yogi of an Autobiography of a Yogi. And I've had that book a long time. I just don't remember that particular name being in there and the connection to Yogananda. Gail Zimmerman, good morning to you, darling. And good morning, Hope. How are you doing, Hope? How was Zena's birthday? And is today Ivana's, or is that tomorrow? Rookie is doing well, and holy moly, Max was making the most ferocious and strong kicking movements last night. I thought he might bust right out of my belly. Oh, he's ready. He's ready to make his appearance, isn't he? And to be kicking those legs so that they can really move around. Oh, Brookie, I feel this is getting closer. I really do. I don't know. Should we do a baby pool, you guys, and see what we all think as far as the day and the time that Max is going to arrive? I think we should do that. Lily Ann, good morning, Lily in Norway. Thank you for being here. All right. So let's see what Kuan Yin wants us to know. Oh, I think this was one of the words in the blog. Keeping it simple. Your mind may convince you that manifesting your destiny is more difficult or complex than it needs to be. Yet, the guidance of the Divine Mother is to keep things simple. Do what you can do and let go of everything else. Do what you can do. That's pretty simple, isn't it? No stress, no have-tos, just allow spirit to be there with you. Blue, you're saying the 17th at 11:11. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? All right, well, let's see what happens. And I think we should do a pool. I think we should do a baby pool for sure. And we can all chime in and see what day and time we think it might be. All right. Let's read from the tiny book. And all right, y'all gonna have to wait till I get something where I can write it down. And then we'll put it out for everybody to guess. All right, what page am I going to? Give me a page. Nine. Thank you, Hope. All right. Three messages on this page. Number 1, 2, or 3. Number 3. Thank you, Suzanne. When you give into fear, you go into a dark place where things look their worst, and you get caught up in this vicious cycle of worry, anxiety, and fear, creating in your mind the worst possible outcome where there is no hope. Is that what you desire? Hopelessness and helplessness take you into victimhood. You are not a victim unless you allow your power to be taken away. I like that message for us this morning. There is nothing to fear. And that's what Spirit has made very, very clear to us. So when we do have that moment of panic, that moment of anxiety, we're not in our heart. We've moved out of our heart and allowed the brain to start yammering at us and telling us stuff that's not true. If you're in the fear, it's not true. It's a lie. So I'm going to read this again because I think there's so many of us that really need to hear this message. When you give into fear, you go into a dark place where things look their worst, and you get caught up in this vicious cycle of worry, anxiety, and fear, creating in your mind the worst possible outcome where there is no hope. Is that what you desire? Hopelessness and helplessness take you into victimhood. You are not a victim unless you allow your power to be taken away. And that's page 9. If anybody wants to mark it with bookmarks, which are going out in the mail to those of you who have the books. Wow, releasing fear. That's so for you, Suzanne. Yeah, I think so. I really think so. And, sometimes we get into a comfort with that fear, don't we? Sometimes we let the fear just be there and we don't shoo it away and we don't say no to it. We just allow because that's what we know. And so we stay trapped in that fear, and it really doesn't have a place in our lives. It's really not the best thing for us. So releasing the fear. And I'm hearing that's for you too, Miss Brookie. No fear. Be fearless going in and allowing little Maxwell to make his appearance. All right, so I am going to bring up the prayer list. If you have any to add to it, if there's anything going on that you would like to just have us all lift up for you. We're going to pray for Max for sure. We're going to do a baby pool and see if any of us can hit it on the nail as far as when that sweet baby is going to show up in the world. And we're also going to do a virtual baby shower. Brookie, I need a day and time. And let's see if we can get that done maybe this week. Let's make that happen. Prachetta, good morning. Yes, it's International Women's Day today. So happy Women's Day to all our females in the world. And namaste to you, Prachetta. I hope you're doing well, honey. All right, so we share this wonderful prayer list that we have. Right, here we go. Like I said, if you have someone to add to it, if you have an update to give, please do so we can keep this up to date and see who we need to be adding on there. We pray for all the P's for yeah, if I can talk. All of the P's for peace. That's all of you and anyone who wants more peace in the world. And we're praying for peace on earth. We're praying for an end to human trafficking, for more awareness to that so that we can put an end to it. Oh, thank you, Isabel. And Brookie says, thank you. This full moon has definitely brought out some interesting thoughts and images in my head that I have been immediately letting go of and releasing to the best of my ability. I immediately replace those images and thoughts with more positive and beautiful things. I'm so glad, Brookie, and we're all holding you for that. We're going to hold you tight. This Saturday or Sunday, I can definitely do Saturday. Yeah, I have plans on Sunday, but let's see if anybody else can do Saturday. If y'all can do Saturday for a virtual baby shower for our Brookie, then let me know that. Just say yes in the comments, and I'll put out the Zoom link, and let's get together and love on our Brookie. Isabel, Paula Graca is continuing to need prayers. She's going through a lot of pain and suffering. Auntie Jean can do Saturday. Let's shoot for Saturday. So Jean can do it. Anybody else, if you can, just write yes in the comments. And here's our prayers for Prachetta, Prachir and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her daughters and her mom, Abha, Billy and Tim, and especially for Brian, their son, Sheila and Kevin, Gary, and Gary's doing well after his surgery, but please continue to lift him up. My nephews and niece in Kentucky, Donnie, David, Kevin, and Holly, Loretta and Cecil, Joanne Castrillo and her husband, John, and their family, especially their daughter, Jackie, and little baby Eris, who's been going through so much physically. Please lift that little baby up. Deirdre and her daughter, Dania, and Thump the cat, Deirdre's sister, Steph, and husband, Bob, Adriel, Joni, and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Suzanne, and your family, your mom, your daughters, Jillian and Jackie, and your granddaughter, Jessa, and your sister, Karina, Marietta and Ed out on the water. I don't know if she's listening, if they're able to get reception, but they have taken that boat, Sweet Dreams, out on the water. And I can't wait to hear about that adventure. And their fur babies too. Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and his family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie, Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Lorio, Jean and Ron Lorio, and all the Lorio family, Christina and Carrie Leftwich and family, Aunt Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs. I don't think I saw Catherine on this morning, but she always asks prayers for her fur babies as well. Rosalind, good vibes. I hope you all caught that show yesterday where Rosalind joined Auntie Jean and myself and a beautiful lady named Penny. It was a really good show about oneness. Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and their family, especially Colin and Marlena, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, her daughter and grandchildren, and her sister, Becky LaFave and Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, especially his brother and wife, Hope Wellington, Marshall, and sweet Zena, he's a year older now, and her daughter as well, Iyana, and Hope's parents, Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and her grandkids and sister, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman. Thank you, Gail, for joining us today. Jennifer and Micah, Oksana and her mom, Amber, Jenna, Katia, Maximus and Max's teacher, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul and your daughters Inesh and Teresa, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda and Dick Lemieux. Anybody heard how Dick's doing? I don't know if he's still in the hospital or not, but let's lift them and her sons and her grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and her mom Karen, Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean and Dave Walensky and all the fur babies, Pocky, Gruff, Wizzy Bee, Blue, Lulu, and Gizmo, and Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Pam Moore, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sherman, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and her family, Dylan and sweet baby Maxwell getting ready to make his appearance, the Girardis, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillian in Norway, and all your family, Lillian, especially for your mom. Kathleen Caputo, Iris, baby Wyatt, and mom Katie, baby Haven, and mom Mandy, baby Skylar, Kat, Steve, Candy, and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey and his mom Pixie, and please lift this sweet family up. Corey hasn't been feeling well. He's really been under the weather. I think they made it to hospice. I haven't heard any updates in the last couple of days, but he was really very poorly feeling and unable to travel. So I don't know if they did make the journey or not, but please lift him up. Alba, Dottie, and Don, Grace Isis, and all of her family in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her daughter and her mom, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine, Tammy and her daughter Tracy, and grandbaby CJ, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family and her sister-in-law Sharon, Diane Bertut, Jeannie and her sister Merle, Boulder, Colorado, Deb Goldberg and her family. I'll be seeing Deb in a few days. Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and their family and their fur babies, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family. Please lift up her daughter Sam, who has been having some physical issues. Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law Padama, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and your friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Mansi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Geit, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and her family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Linny, Rick Olfick, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, Bob Simon and Sherry Otis, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Freddie, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Brutus the dog, Augie the dog, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Haley, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and your mom Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Complimans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Sylvie Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, Joey, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Shelley and Terry Newman, Iris, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H, Ollie the Cat, Marisol Soto, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers and daughter Mia, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, and David Reiger. And those are all Elena's family. Selby Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gunn Ellen Sundahl, Dita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's beautiful dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia Benedetta, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, the area of Turkey and Syria, recovering from those earthquakes. Matt, Angelic, Juliet Herman, Paula Graca, David Brett, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dylan Hickson, C. Megan Michaels family, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Julie Kiss's Uncle Freddie, Robert Wallington, which is Sally's son-in-law, and his sons, Ben and Joe, JT, John Thomas, Francis Nowden, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and family, Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris and Natika, Kagan and Wyatt Linder, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy. And if you have any to add to that list, please do so. Let's go into our hearts. And this prayer is what we pray over all of those that we lift up. And it's what we hold in our heart going into our day. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. Thank you for lifting up these prayers. And we just ask that our Creator and all of divine, all the angels, all the masters wrap their arms around each one of us and our loved ones. And here's what we say to each other. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, thank you. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for coming in this morning. I know it was a shortened version this morning, but I so appreciate every one of you. And share your life today, share your light, and let someone know that they're special to you. Let them know that you care. And it only takes a minute. It seriously just takes a minute to send out a message that says, hello, I love you, thank you. And let's just do more of that. Let's share more gratitude into our world today. And if there's a woman in your life, friend, family, co-worker, whatever it might be, just say, Happy Women's Day. Enjoy your femininity today. Enjoy this thing called life and lift each other up. I love you all so much. I'm going to let Leo take us out of here because I got to get ready for the morning meditation coming up at 10 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll share the interview that Sherry did with all of us. And I'll set up the Zoom so we can do a virtual baby shower for our beautiful Maxwell getting ready to make his appearance. So here we go, Leo.
Good morning, Earthlings! It's time to get up and get ready because today's the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, come on! Come on, let's play, it's a beautiful day. If you woke up this morning, might as well be part of it. Peace for peace, It's on our mission for harmony. Tyranny, mama, be on the lead. Wherever we up there, I create a portal where we can be together. The heart telephone is always one phone call away. Waiting on the guys, the angels and the masters. Take a deep breath, we're going into a new dimension. Morning cup full of joy, every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy, every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the ball. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of love. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of cup full of joy, full of light, full of love. Bottomless refuse, spilling out from the top. Here, the coffee's always hot and the trust is always yours. The sun is calling out to play, let's put on a show. Today is a new day, we are part of this game. Let's play to win. Love always is the winning team. And you can side with us, there is always no space in the pot. For more love, take a spot and get the day started. Running cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of love. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of love. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of love. Give me a cup full of joy. Give me a cup full of love. There really is no secret. We simply accept, align, allow. AAA, morning cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup full of joy every day. Just start the day on the high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning cup full of joy with all the bees and the pod. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Give me a cup full of joy.
Thank you all for being here today. I love you so much. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. There's our Leo. I will see you all at 10 o'clock. So less than an hour away. I'll be on with Dr. Ruth Anderson doing a meditation. Join us. We always have a great time on Wednesdays. I will see y'all later. Bye, everyone. I love you. Namaste.